I think most people thought I peaked in my second year in the league, and I didn't peak at 21.
Alley-oop for Brown. Brown goes coast to coast. Looks again. Brown.
During the draft process, an exec said that you were too smart.
That was true.
To Brown. Ducks down a three.
What was your role last year and what was your role this year? What do you attribute that leap to?
Space. I think we had a lot of guys last year. I think that was no secret. I was asked to come off the bench. My name is Jaylen Brown, Cal Bear, Boston Celtic, Georgia boy, Atlanta native. And she about to be all up in my business, but we're gonna take it there with Taylor Rooks.
Jaylen Brown, that's a three! Jaylen Brown knocks down a huge shot.
What is this? What is this?
Acne Studio just came in today.
This is fire. This is my vibe right here.
This is it, with jeans and pants. We got some sweatpants.
You know me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how are you as a client? Like, you know what you like. Is it easy for you?
We've been working together for
A year plus.
She picks the clothes and then I put it together.
All right, now, Jaylen, I've always wondered this. Like, as I look at these clothes, now be honest, how do you decide what you're gonna wear for like a regional game or a national game? And is there a thought process behind it?
For me, it depends. Like when how I dress is just basically like how I'm feeling at the time. Like I try to like mood it, like how I'm gonna be feeling like if we playing a certain team. Like I'll have a fit already put together, but I'll only wear it when I feel I'm feeling that fit. Does that make sense?
No, I feel you. Cause see, in my head, I thought it was like, all right, listen, we're playing the Lakers. I gotta get the fit off. I gotta get the pick in the tunnel. You don't ever think that at all.
I mean, everybody does. I want to win the game first.
Absolutely.
That's a topic of discussion right
Oh,
now.
yes. Who's JJ Redick was talking
JJ Redick
about
said that. So I'm all about winning first, but for me, always being seen, gotta look good. So she helps me look good.
You,
she don't gotta do much.
Yeah, no, he
here we go. Yes, you do. I know how you dress him. You know, it's interesting because last year when they announced the extension, a lot of people, Twitter almost felt like it was too much. They shouldn't have paid you. How did that feel knowing that there was this kind of negative reaction to the extension?
I kind of anticipated it. I kind of felt like that was what's going to be said. I think most people thought I peaked in my second year in the league, and I didn't peak at 21. I'm only going to get better from here. Certain people think that I'm playing out of my mind now because they didn't expect it, you know. So that's part of the reason why I cut my hair, because people will put you in a box for certain stipulations or try to identify you a certain way, and I wanted people to kind of see me different this year.
I think a lot of people wouldn't know how to bounce back from maybe what was a tough year. Mentally, how did you become better after that?
It was tough. I suffered from a lot of anxiety. When you have so much expectations, especially in a city like Boston, which is like they want to win. If you're not performing, you start to lose your confidence, you start to doubt yourself. A part of me coming into this year was like not dealing with that negativity, like saying, F that, fuck that. I said, cut my hair, cut my hair. Like letting go, stop caring what people think, and I reached like a new pinnacle of happiness and peace. Yes.
Oh, okay, he's feeling himself. Please take off
What
the
you
jacket.
mean?
No, I love it.
Please take it off. I see you like attempting some waves. Let me see.
Oh!
A little bit. It's a little swimmy.
Yo, she just trying to play me like that.
He's waving a little bit.
It coming, it's a process, you know what I mean? Get the close up, hold on, man. Get the close up, you know what I mean? Waves coming in, you know what I mean? 360, all right, back up, that's it.
Yeah, see, you
Back
can't
up.
see it when you're close.
She got jokes today, okay. I'm letting you rock. I ain't say nothing about your ankles, look, zoom in.
They ain't ashy?
They look, don't try to hide.
No, you can zoom in. My ankles
Don't try to
ashy, zoom in. It's fair game. Do you have any lotion for me?
Nope.
No, you don't. Okay,
Nope.
can we see your ankles?
Nope, next
okay,
fit.
So yours
Okay.
ashy. Cool.
Next fit.
I saw a story when you were playing the Jazz last season, and in game, Donovan Mitchell came up and said something to you. Can you tell me that story?
That was one of the games that kind of stood out because I was at the brink. I felt like things were out of my control. I felt like, you know, I had this amount of talent. I was asked to take a back seat. It was very hard for me to deal with. In the middle of the game, like Donovan comes up to me, like, asks me, like, bro, you good? You know, most people tell you, if I were to ask you, were you good? You would tell me you were good, even though you might not be. Right, so I told him I was good, and I really wasn't. People asked me, like Danny Ainge asked me if I was okay. Told him I was good. But in reality, I had like a lot of anxiety, you know, dealing with, you know, that whole scenario last year. It was a lot for me. It took a lot to get out of that.
I called Donovan and asked about that moment. And he said, you know, I've known Jaylen a long time. I know how he is, so I knew something was wrong.
For me, like I like to isolate myself sometimes, so not being around people or was kind of like the way I kind of deal with things. And it's not always the best way to kind of deal with stuff. Family and friends are necessary. Talking about it to people or having somebody to vent to or having somebody help lift you up can be good.
You said something that I thought was interesting in that same story, that you're as good as the role that you're in. What was your role last year and what was your role this year, and what do you attribute that leap to?
Space. I think we had a lot of guys last year. I think that was no secret. Last year I was asked to come off the bench after coming off of a great playoffs, after coming off a great second year. This year, I'm one of the starters, one of the leaders, so I have a lot more responsibility, a lot more weight to carry. People had the expectations of me, what I'm doing now, but I didn't have that responsibility. It's a blessing. I don't look at it as a negative thing. I look at it as a great thing. I learned so much more about myself, so I'm not knocking the Celtics. It was actually needed for me to go to where I'm trying to go.
Got both of you something.
I kept
My dog.
Go me some other shit. You know what? Good looking though. Good looking on the ankles. Good looking on the ankles. Thank you, AK.
No problem.
So what is it like having Kemba Walker on the team now?
Kemba is like somebody like you knew growing up all your life. Just like the homie, the older brother has been through it all, seen it all, and just happy to be here.
What's he like as a leader?
When I saw Kemba's leadership for the first time was at USA. Obviously, the goal that we had didn't plan out the way we expected it to. We all wanted to win. We didn't want to come home unless we did win, and we lost. Kemba, the way he handled that and lifted everybody up and told us this is not the end, everybody's going to be better from this, was great for us.
Speaking of Team USA, Jason Tatum. First off, how often do people say Jason when they mean Jaylen and Jaylen when they mean Jason? Because I always almost do it.
Brad does it a lot. Brad be drawing up the play and be saying Jaylen, but put JT on the clipboard. So me and JT look at each other and be like, all right, bro, one of us gonna get the bucket. Like, it don't even matter.
What is it about Jason Tatum that makes him so good?
That it factor, that niceness factor. He could do the same move as somebody else, it just look better when he do it. You know what I mean? He just got it. Some people got it and some people don't. He got that it factor for sure.
Black tee, inside with black jeans, what would you like?
I'll try the jacket on right now. Growing up in Atlanta, where I'm from, people will talk about you. It's a part of the culture. You come to school and your shoes is busted up, people will make fun of you. You know, so growing up in their culture, what you have on your feet was always like the most important thing. To this day, like I look at people's shoes before I look at their face. I don't know why that is, just growing up, like it's just been conditioned that way.
Who in the NBA style do you like? Like you feel like they're very well dressed?
PJ Tucker, I feel like he's the best dressed dude in the league for sure. Tyson Chandler is an OG. If I was 40 years old and I was 7 foot, I would just like him. He got nice style too.
You good? We got everything you need?
Got everything.
All right, we out?
We out.
Perfect. Thank you, AK. Okay, Jaylen, time to take you home.
Okay, true or false and why is the game, okay? You have to pick one. Don't go between the two. You gotta pick true or false.
I got you.
Okay. Queen and Slim is better than Love and Basketball.
Whoa. I'm gonna go false. I love Queen and Slim, but off of GP, general principle, I'm gonna have to go Love and Basketball. It's a classic.
True or false and why? During the draft process, an exec said that you were too smart.
That was true. I don't know why the exec thought that that would be a bad thing. I think when, you know, athletes are also informative, it might intimidate people for whatever reason. LeBron and KD with the whole shut up and dribble movement was a big push in this generation because athletes get like a pushback from society for, you know, their outside interests. And I feel like this generation that I'm a part of now, I think it's a movement going on, and I'm a part of that movement.
Okay, true or false and why? I tricked you into saying you were gonna get 5 rings.
True.
I do want to give you the opportunity
Very true.
to explain, because I know you feel like it was taken out of context. How many championships 28-year-old Jaylen got?
I'm not gonna jinx myself, but it's at 6 years. I'm gonna go ahead and say 5 or 6. Go ahead and say that.
So you win in the championship every year from here.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to jinx myself.
You already did. You already said it.
And I don't play to lose, so I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna give it a 5.
I didn't set you up. I just asked you a question.
Right. I didn't say you set me up.
Okay.
But the way they kind of like put it out there, the clickbait title was Jaylen Brown says he's gonna have. When people look at that, like, who does Jaylen Brown think he is to say he's gonna have 5 or 6 rings by the time he is 28? I had to answer to like Danny Ainge. Like he came to me and was like, "You're being disrespectful," but I didn't mean any disrespect, because I know how hard it is just to win one. I wasn't guaranteeing anything. I wasn't trying to be arrogant, or I wasn't saying that this is gonna happen. I was just like, if I wanted things to go a certain way, that's the way I want them to go. I'm over it. I'm past it. I'm glad you brought it up. Though.
I'm fair. You know,
we
I'm
low-key
fair.
had beef.
We absolutely had beef. We absolutely had beef. We Gucci now, though. I was like, don't leave me hanging. We Gucci. Take me to your decision to go to Cal.
I was number 1, number 2, number 3 high school recruit, and so I could have went to pretty much any school I wanted to. Kentucky, Kansas, North Carolina, UCLA, all great schools. It just wasn't fit for me. I was actually sitting next to a girl in AP World History, and I was listening to her narrowing down her list, and the reasons why she was narrowing down her list was totally different from mine. I was looking at jersey colors. She was looking at like the business climate outside of like this. She was looking at all. I asked her to help me narrow down my list. She looked at some schools and she was like, no, 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 and she was like, this is a good school, and one of those schools was Cal.
What was her name?
Michelle.
Shout out to Michelle. Speaking of that process, because I heard a little rumor once, how close were you to going to North Carolina?
I was very close to going to UNC. To this day, I love, absolutely adore Coach Roy. Because UNC growing up, my mom would tell you, like, I was the biggest UNC fan. I had all the memorabilia, I had everything, like MJ, everything. And Roy when he came on a visit, he brought like Jordan's rings, he brought like,
he pulled out all the stuff.
He did the whole thing, so it was hard for me not to go. My mom, she made me do something interesting. When I committed, she made me call every head coach from the schools that I wasn't going to and tell them why I wasn't going. She was like, you're gonna have to conduct business one day and you need to learn how to manage these relationships. And Roy was one of the very few, like one of 2, I think, that I talked to for about an hour. He talked to me about like what he saw in my potential, what he compared it to. That made me like look at him different.
Absolutely, because he genuinely cared.
Yeah, so that stuck with me. Even though I didn't go to UNC and everything turned out the way it was supposed to, I always look back over my shoulder like, what if? We played in preseason against Charlotte 2 years ago at Chapel Hill. I went and gave him a big hug and I almost like dropped a tear. To this day, if Roy, you need some help with anything, recruitment, I got you, bro.
He got you. Got some good clothes? Get your pick off? Post on the gram? Well, you trying to post on the gram?
I'm trying to be funny.
I am funny. Well, thank you for letting us spend
Thank you.
enough day with you. It took a lot of time, but worth it.
No problem. Appreciate you. My
Thanks
pleasure.
so much, Jaylen. Have a good season.
All right. I'm out.
Hey guys, it's Taylor Rooks. Thank you so much for watching my show, Take It There. But now that means you have to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You don't want to miss all the fun stuff or the next interview. So hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much. See you soon.